Hello. I know it's been a while. It's been a long while actually. There was a vlog that Cooper and I had recorded when we first got here about a week or so ago, but we looked so tired and disgusting I decided not to post it. Not that I look any better right now. We're done with our first week of filming, so today was our first day off. Um, and wow, I've learned a lot. And it hasn't been bad at all. Oh my gosh. So, the one thing I cannot stress enough is how important um, prep is. Oh my gosh, that has saved us so much. We have a lot of logistics against us in the sense that working with kids forces your schedule to be very, very short. Because of SAG rules and child labor laws, you cannot shoot them. You cannot shoot with them 12 hours a day. Essentially, you only get 8.5 hours of shooting time with them. Um, so that's, something that we work with. And thank God for our shot list because we're able to execute well thought out, intricate shots efficiently without scrambling. I mean, there is sometimes some scrambling because just you're moving fast, but we're able to pull off some artistry under the time constraints. If we didn't have this shot list already done, um, I cannot, I don't think there would be a lot of production value. But there is. So there's that. From a personal point of view, as a director and producer, um, I've learned a lot about leading people, leading a crew. And I've led crews before in the past, but this time it's been a little different, and I'm a huge crew advocate. And you have to be as a producer. But there's something else you have to know as a producer as well, and especially and as a director. You cannot be everyone's friend. And if you're in a position of leadership, and especially if you're a woman in a position of leadership, you have to be prepared for people not only not to like you, but to not work. Let me rephrase. You have to be ready for people not to like you, and you have to be okay with that. You're there to do a job, and they're there to do a job. And you have to keep working. There's been a couple times where some people in major positions have dropped the ball, causing me to fall behind in a schedule. So what did I have to do? I just had to keep moving, right? You don't have time to worry about people's feelings, really. You have to remember that this is a job and people sign contracts, and that's why you have contracts. Um, so just always, at the end of the day, you have to be your own advocate. And if you don't believe in yourself and you don't have your own back, you're never going to make it. You have to be able to trust yourself and not doubt yourself because people are going to doubt you. People are going to say things, especially if you're a first time director. If you're young, people are going to say things that make you want to doubt yourself or make you feel lesser, but you have to keep moving. Another thing I've learned is that I love working with kids, even though it's a challenge. I love it. They're so amazing. And we've been so lucky here in Kentucky to have really cool, amazing kids, and the community's been really great to work with, especially the extras for some of our scenes, and they were just incredible. Our lead actress is, words can't describe how lucky we are to have a girl like her. She's an incredible actress and makes my life so much easier. So yeah, that's a little bit of a recap on the first week. Some things to consider also, most films, your first few days and your last few days of shooting are usually on the lighter side. It allows people to get acclimated. It allows for you to kind of smoothly work your way into production. We didn't do that. Because of our schedule, we kind of had to pop out some of the hardest logistical scenes in the entire movie in the first 2 or 3 days. So, with that being said, that was a challenge and we pushed through. And to be honest, the amount of satisfaction, Cooper and I get from being able to pull those off makes us feel like we can do anything, to be honest. It's amazing what happens when you just focus on doing your job, doing the work, and it just all comes together. something to consider too is that when you're in the throes of production, especially when you're directing and you're moving really fast, another reason why prep is so important is because sometimes you're moving so fast. Like for me as a director, I have to be often by camera. I can't always be by Village watching. I have to be by camera because sometimes I have to choreograph the blocking and I have to talk it out and I have to be next to camera choreographing the camera movement. Sometimes at the end of the day, I'm like, oh crap, does it even did I even get everything? Does it look good? So I really rely on my dailies, which has been really fun to see that it's like all coming together and it all looks really good. Another thing that's really interesting and something to consider too when you're shooting a film is that you will write a film that will be rewritten while you're shooting. And you can plan everything in the world and things will still happen. And you're not some of my rewrites haven't even just been because logistical things have changed. Some of my rewrites have been just because of what's organically happened on set with the actors. And that's something that's so specific and unique and special to the moment of what people are giving me. And it's not something that's coming from my own head. And so I want to run with that. So much trust in that the universe is on your side has to happen when you're in a film. It's so instinctual. You really have to know at the end of the day if you're making a film. You really have to know your movie. You have to know exactly what you want, and you have to know it so well that when something happens and you have to call an audible, you know your movie so well that you're able to make a decision that makes sense. So that's kind of my week 1 recap. It's been a whirlwind. Kentucky's humid. We're crossing our fingers and praying that it doesn't rain the last week of our shoot because that would kind of mess up with some things. But so far we've been really lucky and the weather's been pretty good. Just a little muggy and these mosquitoes want to eat all of us alive. But that's a completely different story. Yeah, the wildlife out here. Whoa, wild bugs, crazy town. It's been really amazing to see the footage and to see everyone working together to pull it off, and it's quite incredible. Um, so week 1, big success. We know where we stand as a team and we know where the kinks are. We know where we need to work it out. And I know what I need to do as a leader to make the best movie I can possibly make in these upcoming weeks. And that's all you can do is just make the absolute best movie that you can, and don't sacrifice that. If there are other departments or other people that are causing you to sacrifice that, then there's a problem and you really, really need to address it. But yeah, I will continue to make these hopefully consistently, but we all know that's not true because I always say that. But anyway, catch us on our newsletters, on our social media. Yeah, thanks you guys. Leave something in the comments. I'll be happy to write you back.